Hello, Rachel Fasaro here, coming at you from the Bones & Co. And I just had a rad conversation with a customer that I want to share here because I think you guys might find it valuable. And this customer asked me, Rachel, can my dog eat a keto diet long term? And as you guys know, we formulate a keto-friendly raw dog food, which keto generally means lower carb and a higher fat ratio. And the reason that we formulate a raw dog food that follows the ketogenic philosophy is that we believe in the power, the magical power of dogs using fat as a primary fuel source. And when you're eating a ketogenic diet and you're following a ketogenic lifestyle, the metabolism actually completely transforms. It starts using healthy fats as a primary fuel source instead of using harmful carbohydrates as a primary fuel source. And this matters because significant number of diseases and metabolic conditions are exacerbated by high amounts of carbs. Think of cancer, where cancer cells have an aggressive uptake of carbs because they convert to sugar. Think of diabetes with those insulin and blood sugar spikes. Think of obesity. Eating high carb, high fat can be really harmful to dogs and gaining weight. Whereas if you have a higher fat, lower carb, you're actually burning fat instead of storing it. So there's a lot of benefits that we have found for dogs eating a ketogenic diet. Now, I want to back up though, because I have something that I don't think is super clear, and I think there's a lot of misunderstanding, and this is how I view a keto diet. You see, keto is actually not a diet. So keto is actually a lifestyle, and even more scientific than that is keto is a metabolic function. So when you are eating a ketogenic diet and following a ketogenic lifestyle, like I said before, what it's doing is completely changing the way that the body gets energy. Instead of relying on carbohydrates, which when you rely on carbohydrates, both you or your dog, as a fuel source, you're going to be having blood sugar spikes, insulin spikes, and that can all lead to inflammation. But a keto diet can actually lead and promote the body to instead use healthy fats as a primary fuel source. And that means you don't have as many of those blood sugar spikes and insulin spikes, and you usually get less inflammation. So keto is less of a diet, and in fact, it's more of a metabolic function. So what we're doing with our food is we're leveraging it and we're recommending it as a tool for pet parents who want to put their dogs in the best metabolic position. Again, relying primarily on fats as a fuel source and not so much on those carbohydrates. Now, are we saying all carbs in every way, shape, or form are evil? No, we're saying that our food is very low in carbohydrates, and the carbs that are in it are in the form of high value or nutrient dense produce and for vitamins and minerals. And this just makes sure that the food has the micronutrients that the dogs need. So that's something I want to make sure that we understand as a community. From when we say keto, what we mean is a metabolically appropriate dog food. And here's the cool thing, guys. Our base formulas here at Bones & Co. are on average a 1-to-1 fat to protein ratio, which means that it's very low in carb, but the fat to protein ratio is about a 1-to-1. And that means that it's an everyday maintenance level, great for dogs of all life stages. That's how it's formulated. So my dogs, for example, obviously they're eating Bones & Company, and they eat it long term. That's all that they eat food wise. And what I love about our 1-to-1 ratio is it's a more moderate level of keto. So it's not super extreme high in fat for super intense therapeutic use. It's more for everyday levels and really to set the dog up for success with regard to their metabolic health. That's what I wanted to really make sure is super clear when it comes to our diet and keto diet. And there's a lot of misnomers, and a lot of people out there say, oh, keto is bad for dogs long term. And I agree. If you have your dog on a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, so that's like 4 parts fat to 1 part protein, so it's super, super, super high in fat, then yes, I would agree that that would not be ideal for most dogs long term, because it's really difficult to make that complete and balanced. But with our formula as it is today, you're just having that moderate 1-to-1 balance, which makes it a great diet for everyday use. So I hope that answers the question. I hope I didn't confuse you. I'm just fired up, pumped up, super excited about keto, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Comment below your thoughts, your questions, and have a great day. Bye.